unlock? Ooh, if we fill 3 cemeteries, we can build the Plaza of the Dead. That looks like fun. Alright, so I think we're in a relatively stable position here. Our education is good, electricity is good, water is good, incineration capacity is good, healthcare is excellent, dental care appears to be... oh, death care, not dental care. Our death care is totally fine. We got plenty of capacity. Our traffic has been worse, could be better, but overall I'm not displeased. Well, there's a huge lineup of cars there, but otherwise things are going fairly smoothly. Lineup of cars here, a bit of a bunch up there, but overall I think that's to be expected of a city of this size. Let's see, levels. We got some nice high-level stuff around here. High-level commercial and residential buildings. Our pollution is confined to the industrial area. We can take, well, what's our sewage at? We can take another one of these raw sewage dumping things offline if we want to be good good stewards of our water. Let's bulldoze one of those and see what that does to our capacity. Ooh, that didn't work out so well. Okay, so we're gonna have to build another sewage treatment plant then. Sewage treatment. Having the two right beside each other doesn't seem like it'd be a bad plan. So that's hooked up, and that means we should be able to bulldoze this last guy. Alright, 3 sewage treatment plants. That's starting to get a little pricey, but we are trying to be responsible here. So, it's a bit of an eyesore on this little crater lake. DV Pressure wants to see more bypasses. Alright, our next goal can be to solve some more of our traffic problems here. But let's finish walking through the city. So our fire safety is alright. This new region could use a fire hall somewhere. Let's see, the fire halls are fairly small. Maybe I can like slide away and right along the path here. I don't want any of these high density places to burn down. Alright, fine. Another fire hall. Excellent. And overall, I don't mind a few spots that have a little less coverage. Okay, so that's fire. How's crime? Crime's fine. Wait, what's going on down here? People are pleased, full of money, upgrading. Excellent. Public transit, so things we can work on. Public transit bypasses. Population, we've got some dense areas down here and up there. We could try to connect those with the office towers and the industry, either using buses or subways. Outside connections, it's still industry that has all the outside connections, and they do have their own on and off ramp, so I think we're in good position there. Land value, high land values in the lower density areas, which is fine. I'm surprised that the water, the people with the homes right by the river don't have the highest land value. It's okay. Natural resources, we've been totally ignoring them. Fertile land, I suppose they could do some farming out here. I'm assuming we just zone that as industrial, and if it's fertile, they'll turn that into farmland. We could name some more areas. Chat, feel free to weigh in on that. Okay, leisure. These guys could use some more leisure. So could these guys. Yeah, this dense housing complex definitely needs some sort of leisure. But the parks are all too big. We could move the highway, or put the park on the other side of the highway and put a bridge over. Or just buy the next region. Let's see. Ah yes, we wanted to get into rail travel. So, we could buy the next region, give these guys a park. Let's do that. Purchase that. Alright, so now we have space for parks. We do have to remember to extend our 6 lanes out over down this way. But let's get these guys a park first. They deserve a park. Let's see, where do I have space? So far we've bought 2 regions and we've barely used either of them. We bought this region to get the highway connection and we've built into it a little. And we bought this region to give these guys a park, a single park. Let's see. A large playground. Yeah, these guys, probably a lot of families living in those high rises. Let's, can we rotate this? Will it auto rotate? Well, as long as they're within the park radius. Suppose this is fine. Space already occupied. By what exactly? Alright, some leisure there. That's enough leisure for now. And yeah, getting the train over here is going to be tough. But it does sound like a fun challenge. We could put the train station in right here, run the rail over this way, over the highway, on the other side of the highway, and then just hook it up. Wait, no. We'd have to buy this region too, or do some bulldozing. But I think our industry does need some revitalization. I mean, there's a lot of abandoned industry here. Okay, well, we'll keep on extending our residential out since there's a lot of demand for that. We'll build some around this park and we'll extend our 6 lane. Our 6 lane comes in through here, and then we've got another one going down here. So we'll extend this out. 6 lane with trees, bi-directional. Land already occupied. Let's just build that out to, well, we don't want to spend ridiculous amounts of money. Maybe just out to here. For future planning purposes. Ah, we could do an elevated train. Trains is an overpass. That sounds like fun. Alright, let's get the residential down, a new residential neighborhood. And then we'll work on some sort of a sky train for the industry. Industrial sky train picks up over here. We can revitalize the curvy industrial park. Short. Swing down to here. Do we want to hook up to the 6 lane? Not if we don't have to. But we might have to. Or these guys can just have a really inconvenient way to get to the rest of the city. I think I'm fine with that too. No, we really should divide this up a little. Fine. Bulldoze, a house. Alright, so that's probably enough for residential. We can make this D-zone some of that, or just put the high residential in right away. Fine. High res on all of that. Get the new pipes going. Underground railroad. Let's go work on that. First, let's see if it's even possible for us to build a sensible raised railway. Okay, transportation, rail, train tracks. I need a train station for that first. Train station or cargo. Okay, so maybe our residents could use a train station. Let's build them a train station, and then, because that's something we know we can hook up, and then based on how that goes, we'll go hook up our industry. So, a train station, which we can place, well, let's get the nice looking view first. Place somewhere over here. Yeah, we could drop that down right here, I suppose. I don't know if it should be right on the 6 lane. And it would be loud for the residents there. Let's put it back slightly. That means, well, we'll get the other 6 lane going. Yeah, sure, we can have a short one right here. And we'll put the train station right off of that 6 lane. Right here, perhaps. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay, then we'll hook that up with train tracks. All the way down to here makes sense. Now how do we join up with the rest of this? Alright, yeah, that looks fine. I'm no train engineer, but I'm assuming that that's how you lay down train track. Okay, so this guy needs water. And then let's see if we can lay track all the way to the industrial region so we can drop a cargo train terminal. Okay, so railways. A nice little playground right by the elevated rail. Let's go there. Then slope. Whoa. What's going on with this? I don't know if that crossover junction is needed. Alright, so there's already a bit of a hill here, so we do need to raise up right away. So, can we get even higher? Good job. It's definitely going to be a SkyTrain. I don't know if we're going to have space for this. Okay, maybe it's a little too high. Gauge down. Can I attach anywhere? Okay, and Revolution is saying that if this is going to be our industrial train, we shouldn't attach to our passenger train. That seems very fair. Can we sneak around this way? Right on the border. Alright, let's make that a separate track then. Sky trains are fun, and we probably will do some sky training. But I don't know if we need to do it through this particular stretch. Ooh, and I bet the train's gonna be really loud for all of this residential stuff. They're not gonna be too happy about that. Alright, for now, oh, this guy needs power. Let's drop down some commercial. Just regular commercial stuff here. Hopefully it'll come soon and hook us up power-wise. In fact, let's get a road in here before that happens. At least to here. I don't know if I want it to be hooked up. Fine, let's hook that up. Or not. Alright, so commercial. Bunch of low commercial around here. That'll be fine. Okay, so our industrial rail doesn't need to be connected to anything necessarily. Although apparently it requires a certain turning radius. Is this going to be possible? If I go freehand, well, let me do this. Does this need to be elevated? Ah yeah, to take that corner I'm gonna need to be elevated here. Let's go and D-zone some of this so we have space to put in some train tracks. Apparently trains can't turn on 90-degree angles. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll run a track to here, then we'll page up quite a bit to here, then we'll start turning. Whoa, maybe not quite like that. We'll get a slope going, right about there. Wait, this almost worked. Space already occupied. Okay, nice. So we've got our sky train. And do we need to cross to the other side of the highway? Yes, we do. Sweet. So we can use the straight stretch for this right here. Then we'll do a nice slow turn like this. We don't need to be elevated now. We can page down. And am I paying ridiculous amounts of money for this railway? I think I probably am. Let's see. How much is this going to cost me? Go and pull the trigger right now. 8,000. That's not terrible. Invalid shape. Go for the straight lines. And over here. Page up, over, and around. Let's see. There's probably something dangerous about turning and going up at the same time. Alright, so we made it. That was probably an unnecessary expense, but who doesn't like sky trains? Alright, so we're now on the ground. Let's see how big this thing is. And do we want to drop it right here, or should we drop it somewhere where we have 6 lanes? Maybe we should upgrade some of the stuff to a 6 lane. And what's this? Empty building to another facility. Well, most of these guys are scrapped. We could blow this stuff up and make a 6 lane. And that'll be for future planning. Let's just drop the rail station down and see what that does for us. So, cargo train terminal. Right over here. Ooh, we just hit Grand City and we can build a solar power plant. Sweet. It also unlocks a 3rd loan if we need to go for that. Alright, so rail connections. Perfect. Alright, so now we just need to connect this up to the main rail line. We could just go and connect that up with the passenger rail line. We did have several recommendations as to why we shouldn't do that. Fine, we won't do that. But I mean, our rail doesn't have more capacity than this rail. So, until we see a reason not to, let's just have that hooked up. A nice little railway to nowhere. Looking at with our industrial area. That guy needs water, apparently. Ooh, all the businesses are leveling up, though. Access to that train station was really good for them. And we'll give the train station some water. Much deserved. We're okay on power, but it's probably about time where we can build that solar. And I want to see some trains driving on these tracks. Ah, there's a train. I want an inbound train. Sweet. And Prime was never seen again. Alright, well, back to our city. Okay, so our city's humming along nicely. We can build out solar, and we'll probably need to do that soon, because, yeah, we're dipping into low power. The question is, where do I want to drop this solar plant? Does it create anything undesirable? Solar plant harness the power of the sun and convert it to clean energy. Solar power is a green choice, but costs a lot. We can afford it. Doesn't seem to have any negative oh, it's a bit of a sound hazard, but that's it. I mean, I guess if we put it near industry, all that pollution could clog up the solar panels, so maybe we don't want to do that. But otherwise, it doesn't seem like we're at all restricted as to where we should drop this. Alright, does anyone have any preference as to where we should drop that solar plant? And Massive Effects, you hang out in my chat a lot. Do you want to be a mod? I'm assuming this little link in the chat there is probably not safe. Might contain some spam or maybe even some sort of malicious code. So I'm gonna mod you, Massive Effects, and then if you want to take care of any suspicious links and just remove them. If they're relevant to what we're talking about, certainly keep them, but I have no idea what that steampromo.com address is, and I have a feeling that it might be like some sort of adware or something suspicious. Alright, so we've got some suggestions as to where we should drop that solar. By the lake. Yeah, sure, like this could be just like our green energy pasture. We've got a whole bunch of wind, and then just a solar right by the lake here. Sure, let's do that. Right where the old water pumps used to be. That works for me. And we can drop that right here. There we go. Awesome. We are now making lots of power in an extremely clean way. That doubled our electricity output. We're still fine on garbage. Still very healthy. Awesome. The next option for power is nuclear. We don't unlock that until 42,000, so we're not even half of the way there. We've unlocked all of the water processing items, all of the garbage processing, at least for now, all the health. We do have a hospital. That's a pretty nice looking hospital. I think we have a fire station somewhere, or are they all fire halls? Nope, we've got one fire station and several fire halls. Our fire risk, now that we've expanded some more, we probably need to drop some fire halls around here, especially to cover this area. I don't want any of these high rises to burn down. Okay, so let's drop one of those. We are making good income. It would be irresponsible of us not to take care of our citizens when we're rolling in the money. Alright, so it's making everyone happy. And thanks, guys. I appreciate the compliments that you are enjoying my voice. Ooh, there's a train. We can go and chase that. Alright, so. Watching the train as it leaves our city. This is one of the industrial cargo trains, full of shipping containers. Going along our sky bridge. Got some weird tropical plants, a bunch of palm trees. Passing the highway interchange that we built, and this is the original highway interchange. Approaching the next sky bridge. Slowing down on the corners. Safety first, says the engineer. Oh, but the people who invested in these high-rise apartments probably aren't too happy with me. There's the passenger train station. Doesn't look like it's in much use, but it's good that we have it. Oh, here comes another train. We'll see if that one's going to the passenger station. Yeah, it looks like a passenger train. Cool. The highway's nice and busy. Alright, let's cancel the follow on that. And go somewhere else. Okay, and the passenger train came and left. Cool. Alright, so our rail system is running. Let's see how many people are using this. They've had 0 passengers. Alright, so maybe that wasn't the wisest investment, but who doesn't like trains? Our industrial train station, though, is running pretty well, operating normally, carrying goods. Open the budget panel. No, that all seems fine. So we've got train budget, subway budget, and a bus budget. We're spending a lot of money on trains, and none of our people are using the passenger train station. Can we just turn that off? Yeah, no? Okay, let's just turn that off. Alright, let's turn that off until our city gets a lot larger. And underscore is, again, saying that they don't like the tilt shift effect, and so we can definitely try to turn that off. Let's go and save the game and turn tilt shift amount. Probably less is what underscore wants to check out. And resume the game. Whoa, yes, we do have a much greater view distance, it would seem. That's a nice looking city. Alright, we still have a lot of abandoned, well, not a lot, but we still have a few abandoned industrial spots. But the industrial rail really helped us out. Alright, so we were walking through what buildings we've unlocked and what we can make with them. We have one fire station, we dropped another fire hall to protect that residential tower. I think these guys might need some more help. They do have this fire hall right nearby, but for whatever reason, they don't have good access to these guys. We could drop a fire hall underneath the rail bridge. No, I mean, high-rises should not be at risk of, should not be without fire coverage. That's a pretty scary scenario. So we should probably put another one of these in. At the same time, it's kind of rude to bulldoze a high-rise just to put in a fire station. I mean, maybe if we put it right here. No, that doesn't fit underneath the railway. Actually, these guys are having trouble with their garbage collection too, so maybe it's just really bad traffic access. Maybe they need to be hooked up to the six lane here. Let's try that. Tree with boulevards. In either case, I have to bulldoze someone. This is a home of the stuff store operating normally, and the Laurel residence. I really loathe to demolish any of these guys, but at the same time they do need better access to the fire station, the fire hall, and apparently to garbage collection. So, sorry. We're going to demolish that little store there and make this really ugly looking road. We can plant some trees though, maybe that'll make them happy again. Bushes, palm trees, nice fluffy trees. Trees with leaves number 2. Sure, that sounds like a good option. Put in some of these guys too. What are these called? Palm plants? Sure. Oh yeah, it looks awesome. Very tropical. Alright, so what are we going to build out next? Our industry is thriving thanks to the train cargo station. And do burn down buildings really need to be manually bulldozed? I find that hard to believe. That sounds like an excessive amount of micro. That's not really fun. I think they can be... Oh, the burned down, not the abandoned buildings. Well, that one might make sense. Sort of a punishment for not staying on top of your fire department and fire protection needs. Alright, we can bulldoze these cinder piles. Alright, what do we want to get into next? How is the crime rate doing? It's all reasonable. We only have one police station for the entire city, or 2 police stations, but no police headquarters, and I think we don't need one. Everyone seems fairly happy. Education, though, we're starting to fall behind. We're over capacity. We've got a bunch of elementary schools here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need more high school coverage. There are 2 high schools here. These guys need schooling. We could... A high school right beside the train tracks is probably going to be really distracting for them. Let's just drop one over here right beside the... Well, the high school right beside the fire station probably isn't exactly conducive to learning either. Let's drop a high school over here. And how is our university doing? So here's our university. Let's see. The U University. Sporting a lot of red, white, and blue. And it's not anywhere near capacity, so we're fine with just that one. We can also start expanding across the highway. That's true, we bought all of this land. We bought all of this land just to hook us up with the trade network here. Alright, well, let's expand the residential around the high school and then we'll expand to the south. We can also see what sort of special resources we may or may not have gained access to. We have some access to oil up here. So, I mean, we don't do resource extraction. I think if we just zone this area as industrial, they'll start, you know, getting different oil derricks and fracking stations online. And little Tim wants us to make a dam. I suppose we could make the dam right here. That could potentially flood out that highway bridge. Well, let's see what the dam would even look like. We're fine on power because we built out solar, but if we built the dam, is this something it's a variable size, we can do whatever we want, build it wherever we want. That might be fun. At the same time, though, I don't want to like flood the highway or anything like that. Alright, well, we'll see if people are really excited to see a dam. But for now, it's that residential zone and expanding the industrial zone. So first we'll get to putting in more stuff around the high school. And we can get some nice seaside or riverside homes going here too. That would be requiring bulldozing. What if I come in at this angle instead? Still needs to be bulldozed. And we'll put some low density stuff in the middle. Alright, so high density on the outside. Well, it auto-zoned high density in the middle. This, we can drop a park in the middle. That might be good. Alright, dezone this. And let's see. Parks. Small park, small playground, plaza, park with trees. I want that. Alright, let's bulldoze the roads then. We wanted the park with trees right in the center. We'd have to cut some of the roads back. Alright, maybe a smaller park then. This guy right here really wants to snap to... Alright, well, we can do that. Alright, and we'll do low density in the center. And maybe like some low density commercial in there. Yeah, that's nice. By the high school, high density commercial. Maybe a little low density right there. And another high density. Okay, right by the lake, we could have a whole strip of high density residential. Some towers with a nice view of the water. And do we want to hook up these sections of road? Yes, yes we do. And let's make sure the pipes are running where they should be. Alright, is this not connected in the way that it should be? Ah, I'm paused. That's the problem. Alright, there we go. Fully watered. Oh, did we choose to drop a couple offices instead of low density commercial? Seems so. Good catch there, chat. Or underscore, specifically. Alright, yeah, that's actually looking pretty nice. We'll turn the zoning colors off. We have a few abandoned, burned buildings. We don't have enough firemen apparently. Alright, let's have a look at the fire coverage again. So little corners are without proper fire coverage. These guys should probably... Well, they've got a fire station right there. I don't know if they need more fire stations. And we probably shouldn't build a fire station on a one-way road. Okay, fine. These guys can have their very own fire station. I'll put it right here. And traffic is low enough now that we can probably go and hook this up. Just so that the fire station has more access to the rest of the city. Alright, well, it's been a good stream, but I do have a bunch of work I need to take care of, so I'm going to